my journey as a musician started many years ago when I was 17, and back then I could play 3 chords on the guitar, but I loved music. I would listen to like Paul Simon. I would, dance, to Little Mermaid. I knew all the lyrics in Little Mermaid, and I just couldn't play any music. I couldn't play much music at that time. And then one day I was in church, and my pastor, who is quite prophetic, and he has the word of insight, and so he was praying out for me, and people were like, getting slain. They were falling down, and I was like, I'm not gonna get slain, so don't try that on me. Like, and I just planted my feet on the ground, and he was like, pray for me, and he said that you have the gift of music, and you will provide safe harbor for others through words and music. And at that time I was like, what? But I mean, I was like, what? Like, I was like, what? As in, oh my god, I can't believe it. But like, I can only play 3 chords, but this sounds like something that I feel really, like it really resonated with me. And then from there, my life as a musician evolved over a very long time. When I was doing my undergraduate thesis and my master's thesis, it was all about music. I wrote about music in Singapore first, and then I went to Thailand, and I started writing about film music in Thailand. And then later on, I went to UCLA Extension and studied film scoring there, and I worked independently as a composer for a while, and produced music for film, mobile games, and a dance event here that was in Singapore at Suntec City, and also did my first album. I raised about $10,000 for my first debut album back in 2012, and then finally got it out in 2014, and then somehow the stress of life, and then also being in most of you know that I left an abusive marriage in 2021, so being in that marriage also got to me, and I stopped making music for years. I just couldn't really produce much music, and somehow when I got out in 2021, when I got out of that marriage, somehow it was a very difficult time for me, because we were married for 10 years. The music just came back. And so many of these songs were written when I was processing what had happened to me, and so a lot of them came out of a place where I wasn't thinking or planning or striving. It just came naturally, and so I want to share with you. This will be my new title of my new album. It's called Mermaid, and it's called Diving into the Depths, because it's basically about really exploring your feelings and your emotions and allowing yourself to work with them instead of suppressing or pushing them aside or just acting it out, but actually sitting with your feelings and feeling it. They always say first you need to name it to tame it, then you have to feel it to heal it, and then finally you have to grieve it to leave it. And so I think I did a lot of grieving during this time, and then part of the healing process was writing these songs. And my title track is called Mermaid, and I'm going to start tonight off with this track. And just to share, it was written after I had I read this psych journal, so I got interested in psychology after what I'd gone through, and I studied a lot of trauma, and then I was reading a psych journal article, and it was about the human psyche. And some of you here might know that this human psyche is made up of the ego, which is the rational part of you, and then the id, which is the instinctive part of you, and then finally it's made up of the superego, which is the part of you that is concerned with morality, good and evil, and the part of you that actually makes you want to try to be a good person, right? So what was interesting in this paper is that he said that if in individuals where the superego is overblown, like too big, what happens is that you become very unhealthy. You might end up being very driven by guilt, full of self-denial, and you can be very hard on yourself, and you might even end up in abusive relationships and stay in them because you accept that you don't have value. And so it really struck me, and the analogy that he provided was that of a mermaid sitting in this boat in the middle of a vast ocean. And in this boat, it's leaking and it's filling up with water. And the mermaid, who doesn't know who she is so anxious. She's just scooping all the water out, trying her best to not let the boat sink because she doesn't know who she is. And when I saw this image, I realized the irony of it. Here is a mermaid who belongs in the sea, and she's trying so hard with all her might to stay in a dinky little boat. And so I wrote this song to the mermaid to tell her who she is. I wrote it for the mermaid in me and the mermaid in each of us. Is to figure out what feeling word the 4 letters refers to, since we're all talking about feelings tonight. Okay, so yeah, just pay attention to the lyrics and then try to figure out what feeling word the 4 letters spell out. guesses from the audience what the 4 letters refers to?
I was gonna say something.
Anybody? What? Annabelle?
I know the answer.
Oh yeah, that's true. You already know. Anybody else want to hazard a
It's
guess?
not a bad word. Just so you know.
Anyone? Okay.
Clue.
Michelle.
Clue.
Huh?
Clue.
Clue?
Okay, I can give the clue. Starts with an S.
Okay, so I'll read the lyrics. Okay, there are 2 possibilities, right? One starts with S, and then the other one starts with L. So, I don't know. I thought originally it would be the word S, but then I think over time I think it's more L.
What?
Correct? Yeah. No, sir, I'm not here for the tea and sympathy. I just came here today because I like the way you make me feel. Anybody? 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 Don't shy up. Okay. First verse. Capture me, baby, in the crook of your arms. Have I told you lately how you make me feel?
S for safe.
Yes, S for safe.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, great. That's one possibility. There's another possibility. All those sweet moments when you listen so well, I can't tell you how, but it feels so swell. So, just the initial word was S, right? Which is safe. Yes, so it's important to feel safe in relationship. And that's what a therapist is supposed to do, by the way. So if a therapist ever makes you feel unsafe, make sure that you don't continue seeing the therapist. So this is a song that I wrote called I Am Here. So, this song is just a reminder that no matter what happens, never give up on yourself. And if there's any one time you can just speak to yourself and tell yourself, I'm never giving up on you, I see you, and I love you, and I'm here for you, right? Like, do that, because it's just so important to be your own best friend, I feel. So I wrote this song, when I was going through a really hard time in 2021 when I come out of an abusive relationship and I was grieving certain things. I was in that relationship for like 10 years, and so there were a lot of things to grieve. Alright, so here goes. When the streets are marked with anger, terror, and with pain, how can you, babe? When your heart is filled with fear from loneliness and pain, how can you, babe? When your hopes and dreams are shattered and you're floating in the wreckage, when your heart is on the line, here. Thank you guys. You're such an amazing audience. Can I just take a picture with you all?
Yeah.
So nice from here. I'm gonna do a selfie. Smile! So this song, Life is a Song, came as words. I still remember when I was coming back from Orchard Road back to Clementi in my little neck of the woods in Clementi. I just had this impulse to write stuff down, and I just started typing things out on my phone, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I just wrote all these words down, and I didn't even think much about it. And then a couple days later, I just couldn't sleep again. So I was processing a lot, so I couldn't sleep. And then in the middle of the night, I pulled out my guitar, and then I saw that I'd written all these words down on my phone, and I was like, oh, let's turn that into a song. And so this song is Life is a Song. And I think I wrote it as a reminder to myself that, you know, I used to, in the past when I used to play, I used to, if I made a mistake, I would go right back to the beginning and play it. And actually that's the number one rule that you should never break, which is that if you ever make a mistake, just keep going in a performance. But back then I was kind of fresh to it, so I was like, no, I have to make it perfect. Let me go back to the start. And anyway, so this the idea is the same, that life is a song. Life is a song that is to be sung. You don't go back, you don't go back. There's nothing wrong with being weak. Take it slowly when things look bleak. No need to be afraid about what people think. Darling, don't be afraid, just be kind to yourself. You'll never be perfect, and that is okay. Can you feel how much you are loved anyway? You can be yourself, and there's no need to rush. Life doesn't hinge on any one thing. Live day by day, embrace each moment. No matter what happens, you are loved. Your soul is held by eternal hands. The maker of time will bring you All right. So how many of you here have a corporate job? Anybody? You loving your corporate job?
Don't ask.
So I've done corporate. I don't think I'm cut out, but somehow, you know, kind of have to sometimes. Anyways, I've had some pretty interesting experiences, and you know, studying psychology gives you a lot of insight into how people are sometimes, and some of the interactions that go on at work. And I had an experience where when I came out of it, I was like scratching my head and thinking like, what went down? And I'm sure some of you can relate to that. And so I actually wrote this song based off of that. Don't worry, I'm not breaking any legal frameworks here. Everything's kosher, so. clothes with the stolen hooves and a crimson fever. I took what you held as true when the heavens blew and I glued the levers. Take all that you want from me. There's nothing left, there's nothing hidden. Timeless in a foreign land, in a frozen sands and another season. I have 2 more songs left for you, and thank you for being such an amazing audience tonight. So this song was actually written many years ago. It's called Woman, and I wrote it based on 2 stories in the Bible where Jesus was interacting with 2 women who were considered outcasts for certain things that they had done, and I really felt that the way that he treated them is very exemplary, especially for that time where women were basically not much more than property. So, and I think it's a message that extends beyond women, but to all people. And I think that it's something that we can remember when it's so easy to cast the first stone, or it's so easy to, you know, sort of judge others. So this song is called Woman. She goes back to enter the home, hiding her face as she opens the door. Nobody sees her and nobody cares as she walks to the man who is seated with her. Now that crowd is beginning to stir. Filling the air, 'cause in her hand she is holding a jar, and she falls at his feet as she quietly weeps. She breaks open the jar as she pours out her tears. The crowd reviles her, but she doesn't care. The jar of perfume she's been saving for years, and the burden she's carrying she can no longer bear. Isn't it funny, no, isn't it strange, how she wiped up his feet with her tears and her hair. She poured out her perfume and the weight of her guilt, because she loved him so much, because she loved him so much. She was holding to him as part of a plan. They had caught her from sleeping with some other man. They judged and condemned her for this single act. They wanted to stone her and leave her for dead. But he bent down and started to write on the ground, and they questioned and pushed him to bring judgment down. He said, if any of you here is without sin, then let him be the first to cast a stone. Slowly the crowd just started to thin, as they knew in their hearts they had to leave her alone, till there remained just the woman and him, and no one to hurt her because of her sin. Isn't it funny, oh, isn't it strange, how he knew her and loved her in spite of this thing. He turned and he asked her, has no one condemned you? And he said, woman, neither do I. Woman, neither do I. Isn't it funny, oh, isn't it strange, how she wiped out his feet with her tears and her hair. She poured out her perfume and the weight of her guilt, because he loved her so much, because he loved her so very much. And that was Woman. So I don't know if you noticed the last part where it usually goes, isn't it funny, isn't it strange how she wiped at his feet with her tears in her hair. So if you're familiar with the story, it's the story of the alabaster jar in the Bible, where this woman is a prostitute, and she approached Jesus, and everybody was really shocked that she would dare to do something like that, and they were going to turn her away, but Jesus didn't reject her, in fact welcomed her, and she broke open this alabaster jar of perfume that is easily worth like an entire year's of wage. So it's so expensive and it's so extravagant, and here she is taking her hair and she's wiping his feet with it, right? And so the import of that action shouldn't be missed. The juxtaposition between this prostitute and this expensive, alabaster jar of perfume, and her doing something like that in public, wiping his feet, which is, considered the most dirty part of a person at that time, especially, was shocking to say the least. and everybody was looking with disapproval. But she didn't care, because what she knew was that Jesus loved her, and that was all that mattered to her in that moment. And he was able to receive her love for him. And so it goes, isn't it funny, isn't it strange how she wiped at his feet with her tears and her hair. She poured out her perfume and the weight of her guilt because she loved him so much. But when I went to the final verse, it goes, because he loved her so much. So that was just something that I thought I would point out to you guys. Because, yeah, the song I wrote it years and years ago, but I've never put it in an album. So it's going to go onto this album finally. Yeah, so we're at the last song for tonight. And then after that, we'll just break and, we'll have a bit of mix and mingle. So this is not an original, but it is a really popular jazz piece and one of my favorites. So I just want to share it with you all and kind of leave it on that note tonight. And I just want to thank each of you again for being here, and for being such an amazing audience. And this is the nearness of you. It's not the pale moon that excites me, that thrills and delights me. Oh no, it's just the nearness of you. It isn't your sweet conversation that brings this sensation. No, it's just the nearness of you. When I'm in your arms and I feel you so close to me, all my wildest dreams come true. I need no soft lights to enchant me, if you will only grant me the right to hold you ever so close, and to feel in the night the nearness of you.